Hello, welcome to Shop Talk. My name is Lila Jones, and it has been probably 2 years since we've been on. Whatever you do, don't ask me what I've been doing because I'm not sure myself. But guess I was really just trying to do my own thing. Wasn't sure if this is what I should be doing, but I know for certain this is what I should be doing. But again, welcome to Shop Talk. We have some great programs coming up. Shop Talk is that we talk about some of everything. I've been doing hair for over 40 years, so I have spoken to so many and talked with so many women on some about some of everything: personal, finances, education, politics. We have, can you imagine, over 40 years, we've done a lot of talking. We've done a whole lot of talking. So today, on Shop Talk, I don't have any special guests, but I do have a special guest coming on next week. And I'm telling you, you must tune in. This is going to be a great show. I will be speaking with this person that had went from fear to faith, from fighting back to faith to freedom. It is going to be amazing. And she is an amazing person because now she is free. She has overcome so many hurdles. And listen here, I want you to tune in next week. It's going to be a great show. But let me tell you something. I've just been not being obedient. And I'm sure there's someone out there right now that know exactly what I'm talking about. Because you know how you just want to do your own thing. You don't want anybody telling you what to do. Well, anyway, it's like running wild. It's the worst thing to do. Because you need some wisdom, you need some structure, and you talk about you need structure as a child, or a child needs structure, but we still need structure. I don't care what age we are. We need structure. We need guidance. We need wisdom. So I wasn't doing anything horrible. I wasn't doing anything bad. I was just trying to do my own thing, and I found out my own thing was not exactly in the will of God. No, it wasn't in the will of God. But hey, I finally hit some hurdles, some brick walls, and I said, you know something? Let me do it God's way. Let me do exactly what He has told me to do. And listen here, it's much easier said than done. Not because we don't trust God, but sometimes, I don't know, sometimes you want to say maybe it is because we're not trusting God. But it seemed like our way is such a great way. Like we had this plan laid out, and I'm telling you, it never works. It does not work, because only what God has put in you for your life is what you should be doing. Not what someone else thinks you should be doing, not even what you yourself think you should be doing. You've got to do what you were shaped for, molded for, equipped for. So today, I'm going to just really just be talking about myself. I'm going to be talking about the things that you go through in life. Sometimes you say, well, I don't know why I'm feeling this way. Sometimes it could be depression. Sometimes it could be anxiety. It could be like a bunch of things. Because I remember years ago, when I didn't know any better, that someone would tell me that they were depressed. And I said, you just need to get over that. You need to get over it. You need to forget that. But I realized later in life that depression has like a grip on you. And it doesn't mean that you can't get out of it, but it is not as easy done as said. Because once it has a grip on you, sometimes it could be from anything. It could be from a loss of a loved one. It could be from loss of income, loss of job. It could be a breakup in a relationship. It could be your children, your education, your goals. It could be so many things that you go through, and you're just thinking that, I'm just trapped here. I'm not moving forward. And sometimes really you're not moving forward because exactly what you just said, you're trapped. You're trapped. And I remember my grandson said to me, he said, I was racing him one morning before school. I don't know why I was doing that, but I was out racing him, and he said to me, but I'm afraid of dogs. So I said, oh, Mark, I don't know if I should be out here because I'm afraid a dog is going to come out. And he said to me, Grandma, the reason why you can't win is because you keep looking back. And you know what? I that has been some years ago, but I thought about that, and he is exactly right. The reason why we can't win sometimes is because we keep looking back. I remember I had all these beautiful locations of salons, and it was the hardest thing for me was to actually let that go. But I realized later. Now I'm telling you now, I didn't realize a lot right away. It took years and years and years to realize that that which I was holding on to actually had a hold on to me. And sometimes things in life could grip you like that. It could be finances, it could be relationships. Sometimes those things have a grip on you, and you cannot move forward. You just keep trying, you keep pushing because those things have a grip on you. And sometimes in life, you just have to let go. Sometimes you have to let go of a job. You may have to let go of how things used to be. Sometimes it's even in relationships. But I don't know. But all I do know, you cannot let something get a grip on you so tight that you cannot move forward. Because I've been there. I've been there. It was so difficult to let those locations go, to let all those salons. It sounded good. It sounded good, but it sounded probably even better to other people than I knew it actually was, because those things had such a grip on me. When you lay down, you're thinking about what you have to do to keep these things. And when you get up, you just moving around, and you're not thinking, you're just moving around because you're trying to figure out what to do to keep these things, to keep a hold on to them. And I'm telling you, those things had a hold on to me. And I remember when I finally let the last location go, and I'm telling you, it was just hard. It was really truly hard. But I went into a salon that another person owned, and she said to me, she didn't know me. We had just met that evening. And she said to me, Lila, I hope and I pray that you find your peace here. And I'm telling you, I didn't realize it's all I needed was that peace. Because when you're running to and fro, you're running wild, you really don't have any peace, because you're just running. You're on the run. You're chasing your goals. You're chasing a relationship. You're chasing your children. You're chasing a job. You're chasing your education. Get those things, have those things, but do not let them have a hold on to you. Because I'm telling you, after that, when you go through that, you're feeling down. You're not even feeling like yourself. And you don't have any freedom. You don't have any freedom in your mind. You don't have any freedom in your finances. And I'm only telling you what I've been through myself. You just sort of moving along. You're mobile, but you're not making any sense. And I hope that makes sense to you. You're moving, but you're not getting anywhere. You just I think I've heard it said I think you're going somewhere, you're going nowhere fast. That's what it is. You're going nowhere fast. And I'm telling you, you have to just settle down and turn to God and see exactly what you need to do with your life. But sometimes we all do know what we need to do. It's that lack of obedience. I'm telling you, I understand. I'm not discounting it, but I'm also telling you it's going to grip you as long as you don't listen, as long as you don't do it the way that you have been molded to do, the way that you've been taught to do. It's going to have a grip on you, and it isn't worth it. It just is. I'm telling you, it isn't worth it, because if you look back and you say, what do I have from this here? Nothing but heartache, sometimes health problems, lack of finances, lack of loving yourself, lack of, allowing other people to love you. Because, if you don't love yourself, you make it very difficult to allow someone else to love you. So, get it, you got to bring it in, get it together, and conquer. That's what you have to do. And sometimes we want to say, well, conquering is all these businesses, all these locations, all this dream home. That does not mean that you've conquered. Sometimes it means that you're defeated. It can simply mean that you're defeated. Those things are good to have, but again, do not let those things have you. So we have so many different things coming up on Shop Talk. We're going to be talking about relationships, friendships, work relationships, all sorts of relationships. We're going to be, I think a couple of years ago, I covered a story about domestic violence. And we will soon probably talk about that again because so many people are going through that. And we like to see people get out of that situation. We're going to be talking about education. I'm not good on politics because it's such an opinionated thing. So I won't say very much about that. I just keep that to myself. But because one, I'm just not that good on it. I'm really just I don't get wrapped. I did before. I got sort of wrapped into it, and it was for naught. Like, you know, only thing that's going to change is you when you're ready. It's the only thing that's going to really make a big change. But anyway, Shop Talk has some great shows coming up. Again, this young lady on hopefully next week. She's going to be sharing some of the things that she's been through. But the most beautiful thing to me is she'll be sharing what she came out of and where she is today. She's doing great. She's amazing. She tell the story about forgiveness, and wow, that her story about forgiveness just amazes me. And sometimes whenever I don't have a difficult time forgiving people, but I don't know, it isn't. Again, I don't have a difficult time forgiving people, but I just be like so done with them. I'd be so done with them, and but I won't mistreat them regardless. I'm not going to mistreat anybody. That's my thing. That has been my thing my entire life, is to go through this life without mistreating someone. And even when people have mistreated me, like I used to tell my mother, you can't ever get a person back. You say, oh, I'm going to get them back. Oh, I'm going to get them back. I'm going to show them something. I'm telling you, you cannot get a person back. You just can't get anybody back. Because in order for you to get them back, you're going to have to become like them. And if you did not like them and the way they treated you, then you're not going to like yourself. So again, you can't get anybody back. You just as well forgive them and move on. Sometimes you cannot continue the relationship with a person, but it does not mean that you cannot forgive them. So you do need to work on forgiveness and free yourself. That's the main thing. Free yourself. With forgiveness, you're going to be the person. You're going to free them, and you're going to free yourself as well. So, I had an experience probably about a month ago. This person came in the salon, and I'm thinking that maybe she's been wanting to tell me something that she didn't dislike about me. And oh man, she had a spiel. I was like, they were numbers. She had many things that she did not like about me. And, I kept my composure. I, I don't know. I think I was stunned. I was stunned to the point that I didn't have a comeback, or I want to say it was the grace of God. I'm so glad that I did not have that kind of comeback at that time, because she was very, very, I mean, she had the attack on. But something, some people say, well, I didn't mean to offend you. Well, I can't exactly say that you didn't mean to offend me when you're coming towards me with the attacks. Yeah, you did. You intended to offend me, or you intended to offend that person. But when it comes back around, and it may not come back, or more likely it won't come back around from me, but it could come back around from someone else. Then you're crying, and you're just crying about how this person offended you. So what I want to say, be careful about the seeds that you sow in life, because those seeds, they're going to come up. They are going to come up. You don't know when, you don't know how. It may not come to you. It may come through your family member, it may come through your children, your grandchildren. So be careful how you handle people. And sometimes most of the time, things are just worth walking away. They're just worth walking away. I mean, you can't do anything about how a person character is, and how they feel about things that they say, but you can do something about how you receive them and how you handle them, because I'm telling you, it isn't worth it. Because now, me, in my case, had I really, I been just like her, reacted the way that she was acting, if I reacted on her actions, then it wouldn't have been well. But I do want to say this here. Finally, I met up with this person. And I did tell them that we have a conflict of personality. So, you need to just move on. And I'm done with it. I completely forgave her. She's completely forgiven. And I'm done with it. But I do know there's not a person that I want in my circle or within my company. So, handle it cautiously and handle it with grace. That's what I want to say. Handle it with grace, because it may be a different situation, but I promise you, we're going to need that grace as well. So be careful how you handle people. Now, I'm not saying you continue to let people just keep on, like I'm not going to say anything and you just let people keep on attacking you. No, 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 no. That is not going to work either. That is not going to work. So you just make sure that, you do things with grace, with love, and with grace. And sometimes people can anger you so much, through the love out in the grace. So they can really, people can really anger you like that, because when you're attacking people or when you're being attacked, and people start attacking you, your character, your integrity, your family, your talent, it is very, very hurtful. Yeah, it is hurtful. And sometimes, you intend to come back the right way, but you don't always come back the right way, because just like that person, you too have emotions. You too have a feeling. And hey, you want it to turn out good, but it may not always turn out good. So again, be careful how you sow seeds in life, and be careful how you allow people to sow seeds in your life. But thank you so much for tuning in to Shop Talk. I'm telling you, I've been off the air for 2 years. I'm just sort of all over the place trying to get myself together. And I hate to be using you all to get myself together, but I'm here trying to pull things together. It's been a while. And this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm ready. I'm ready to do what I'm supposed to be doing. Hey, I'm telling you, I've been on it. Like, I will call the manager of the station. I was like, okay, I'm ready. She may not hear from me for 6 months, maybe a year. And I tried again. I just like, oh no, I'm not ready, because I want to do my own thing. I do that when I finish doing what I want to do. Well, what I wanted to do never, ever worked out for me. It did not work out for me. And you know what though? I was speaking to a lady um a few weeks ago, and she was saying that she's been through some things. She's been through some personal attacks. She's been through some physical attacks. She's been through some emotional attacks. Oh, and I'm telling you, and I was talking, and we was listening, and we was talking with each other, and then I thought about, I believe it's in Psalm 73. It was a good thing that I was afflicted, because sometimes if you don't get to that point, then you can't not get yourself together. Sometimes it take all of that for you to listen to the voice of God. Sometimes it take all of that for you to get on the right track. Sometimes it take losses of many jobs, losses of many income for you to go back to school. Sometimes it take a loss of a relationship to see yourself and to see or in to see that person. It takes a lot sometimes to pull yourself together. It's called life. Life is like that. I'm telling you, you're experiencing it yourself. You think, you get up, you have a good plan, you want a good day, you're praying, you think you're doing the right thing, and sometimes you are doing the right thing, but life happens to all of us. It happens. But you can overcome any hurdle, you can overcome any conflict. You are a overcomer, and you can overcome these things. So stay focused, use your faith, get out of the fear, because don't let fear grip you. I've been there, done that. Do not let fear grip you, because it will get a grip on you. I'm telling you. And then it's stagnated. You can't do anything. You can't do what you're supposed to do. You can't do what you should have done. You just there. You're just there, and you're immobile. You just not doing anything. You just thinking that, hey, I got this, and you just going in circles. You just moving around, going in circles, and you find yourself. Look, you know that if you keep going in circles, you're going to be dizzy. So I'm telling you, you can get yourself together. You can pull yourself together, and you can move forward, and you can get those things out of life that you want. And you don't know when or how, but if you trust God and you trust what God has put in you, those things that you want in life, you're going to have those things. I see people, I was just looking at a gentleman, and he had these sweets, and he's like, this is my second location. I was like, this is amazing. This is amazing. He probably looked back 10 years, and although he had the vision there, he's like, it wasn't tangible, but hey, it's tangible now, because this young man is doing the two location of sweets. And I was like, I am so amazed, and I'm so proud. So give people a chance, give yourself a chance. Because sometimes in life we'll give somebody else a chance, we won't give ourselves a chance. We'll forgive somebody else, we can't forgive ourselves. We'll help somebody else when we can't help ourselves. So it has to be God and self, and then you just go and do what you can do to help other people. But you have got to help yourself. And helping yourself don't mean, I'm just gonna buy this and buy that. Sometimes helping yourself means being still, listening, stop moving around so much, taking care of your health, taking care of your mental health, taking care of your emotions, taking care of your heart, taking care of your loved ones, taking care of yourself. So thank you again for tuning in to Shop Talk. It has been a pleasure. Thank you for accepting me back. Thank you for understanding that I was out here trying to do my own thing. Again, I'm not saying I was doing bad things. My own thing may have just been like laying down. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to read. I don't want to study. I don't want to read. I don't want to do anything. I just want to stay here, get that remote, watch TV, and just had a lazy mind, or I just want to just ride around, going nowhere, just riding around, doing everything, trying to avoid what I was supposed to be doing. So I was really just on the run. I was pretty much on the run, and it was for naught. That's what it was for, because nothing came out of that but frustration, depression, aggravation, loss of money, loss. My faith had got weakened. I'm telling you, it isn't worth it, but it is worth doing what God has put in you, and listen to that still voice. Listen to that very still voice, and pull it together. Overcome those hurdles and conquer the things that you desire to conquer in life. Again, it could be your marriage. It could be seeing your children being well educated. It could it could be anything. But I'm telling you, you've got to stay focused, because I'm telling you for myself, I was all out of focus. I was just all out of focus. And when you decide to do things your way, not listening, you're going to be out of focus. I'm telling you, you're going to be out of focus. And I'm only telling you what I've been through, what I did to myself, because we can always talk about how someone afflicted us, how they did this, but what about those self-afflictions? And I think that's what it was. It wasn't like, again, it wasn't like bad, I'm harming myself, but I was harming my own emotions. I was making my own self excuse me, I was making my own self feel down. I was making my own self feel less than a conqueror, because I did not want to do what I was supposed to do. So I'm telling you, you can overcome it. I've overcame. You can overcome it, and people around you overcame. Why not you? Listen here. He has the same grace. God has the same grace for you as he had for the next person, as he had for the person you love, a person you dislike. His grace is just like that. His grace is like that. So again, stay focused on what you're supposed to do, and forgive. And I know some people say, well, you forgive, you forget. Well, it doesn't exactly work like that. It's like a scar. It's like you having a scar on you. And that scar reminds you of what happened, that maybe you should not do this again. That's what that scar can do for you. So, you had a wound. It was once a open wound. It is now a closed wound, but that closed wound left a scar. But that scar reminds you, oh, that's when I dropped the iron on myself. That's when I remember I was getting ready for church, or I was getting ready to go to work, and I dropped the flat iron on myself, and that's how I got that burn. So now you're thinking, okay, I had to be a little bit more careful. That's what those scars do. So no, you're not going to forget it. You forgive the wound, the what caused the wound, but that scar reminds you of what you've been through, of what happened. It reminds you. Sometimes it reminds you to the very date, the moment, the second. It reminds you of what you were doing when you got that scar or that wound. And sometimes you feel like it's an open wound. Hey, this thing is still bleeding. And when it's tending, because that's what happened. I cut my finger with a razor. I was trying to do something, and I'm telling, and I was frustrated at the time that I was using a razor, and I cut my finger so deep, and so it took a while. I couldn't hardly use my hand because it was very painful. So what did happen, as the wound was healing, or the cut was healing, and it looked like it was healed on the outside, but it hurt so bad on the inside. Man, that thing will hurt. And if hot water got to it, or any kind of heat or something cold, listen here, it didn't matter. If you bumped up against my finger, if I bumped this finger, it hurt so bad. And that came from just a little razor. That thing bled, it bled, it bled. And I am a crybaby. I teared up and everything. But I'm telling you, it's still a little tender. Now it's going into like the second month. It's still a little tender, but I'm telling you, it took a long time for that little cut. It seemed like a little cut. It was a deep cut, but it was in length, it was a short cut. It seemed like it took forever for this thing to heal up. And it's still, again, a little tender. Well, that's how it is when you're hurt, when you hurt yourself, when you hurt other people, or when someone hurt you. It's just like that. You don't realize how deep it is. You don't realize how long it takes to heal up. And then if you bump up against it, it reminds you of exactly what you went through. It reminds you of that very day, that very hour, that very moment that you cut yourself, or that you were cut, or that someone broke your heart, or that your feelings was all messed up. It reminds you of that. So it's very, very tender. And sometimes you treat people based on that. So now, like right now, no more razors for me. I'm not using any more razors. I used to arch eyebrows. No more razors for me. I am done with razors. I have used one since, have no plans on using. Why? Because that tenderness in my finger reminds me of that day, that Friday morning when I cut myself with that razor, when I saw that blood gushing out of my finger, when I felt the pain, when they put the heat on it, when they put the water on it, when they try to clean it. And sometimes that it's just like that in life. Somebody come along in your life, all they want to do is help you clean that wound. But it's like, no, I remember what happened. I remember what happened. I don't trust you because I remember when I got cut before. I remember how I got this wound. And I'm thinking that, you may open that wound again. But you know something? I know I'm saying that I'm not going to use razors again. I probably may. I don't know. No, never mind. I think I'm gonna use a razor again because that thing did hurt. But I am saying that you cannot do people like that. Sometimes people come in your life. You had a friend, you have a friendship with someone, and they destroy the friendship, they betrayed you, whatever. And so someone else come along, and they may have a personality like that person, but it does not mean they have the characteristic as that person had. So you're not trusting them because you remember one thing: that same person hurt me. Oh, you sound just like that other person. Oh, you look just like that other person. You can't treat people like that. Give yourself an opportunity to love yourself. Give others an opportunity to love you. Forgive yourself and move on. Well, again, thank you again for tuning in to Shop Talk. I look forward to seeing you next week. I'm asking you to tune in on Fridays at noon. And thank you again for tuning in. My name is Lila Jones. Have a wonderful day.